In the heart of New York City, amidst the towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, there lived a woman named Elsie Thayer. Elsie, once a promising artist, found herself on the unforgiving streets after a series of unfortunate events. Her days were spent in the shadows, seeking warmth from the bitter winter winds that swept through the city. As the cold nights grew longer, Elsie's plight became more desperate. One evening, with shivering hands and a weary heart, she stumbled upon a lavish event at the Plaza Hotel. A charity gala was in full swing, attended by the city's elite, including the renowned millionaire, John Mishler. John, a philanthropist known for his charitable deeds, was enjoying the festivities with his glamorous companion, Diane Hannett. Their lives were a stark contrast to Elsie's, filled with opulence and luxury. Little did they know that fate was about to weave their destinies together in an unexpected way. As Elsie watched from the shadows, the bitter cold gnawing at her, she spotted a sleek black car parked nearby. With desperation in her eyes, she made a bold decision to seek refuge from the biting cold within the luxurious confines of John Mishler's car. Elsie stealthily approached the car, her frozen fingers fumbling with the handle. The warmth inside embraced her, offering solace from the harsh winter night. She huddled in the back seat, hoping to go unnoticed until the chill subsided. In the front of the car, John and Diane bid their farewells, unaware of the intruder in the back. As they drove away into the city lights, Elsie marveled at the plush interior that surrounded her, a stark contrast to the cardboard box she called home. The car glided through the city, weaving through the streets like a ship navigating rough waters. Elsie's eyes darted around, taking in the luxury she had only dreamed of. She couldn't resist the allure of exploring further, curiosity overcoming her fear of being discovered. Meanwhile, John and Diane engaged in a lively conversation about the success of the gala and future charitable endeavors. Little did they know, a silent guest was eavesdropping from the shadows of the back seat. Elsie listened intently, her heart heavy with memories of a life that once mirrored the opulence she witnessed. The disparity between her current reality and the one she glimpsed through the car window weighed on her like an anchor. As the car approached John's lavish penthouse, Elsie debated whether to slip away unnoticed or continue this clandestine journey. The decision was made for her when the car halted, and she found herself parked outside the towering building. Elsie crouched low in the back seat, hidden by shadows as John and Diane exited the car. They disappeared into the grand lobby, leaving Elsie alone with her thoughts. Her eyes fell upon an elegant purse left behind on the seat, Diane's purse. Curiosity gnawed at Elsie as she examined the contents of the purse. Amidst the lipstick, perfume, and designer sunglasses, she found a small, worn photograph, a picture of a young couple, smiling and carefree. The connection between John and Diane suddenly became more complex. The photograph stirred emotions within Elsie, memories of her own lost love and the life she once had. The contrast between her past and the glamorous world she now found herself in became painfully apparent. Determined to understand the enigma before her, Elsie decided to explore the penthouse. She slipped out of the car and, like a phantom, entered the luxurious building, careful to avoid detection. The plush carpet beneath her feet whispered secrets of wealth and extravagance. As she wandered through the penthouse, Elsie marveled at the lavish decor, priceless art, gleaming marble, and panoramic views of the city below. It was a stark reminder of the chasm that separated her from the life she once knew. Elsie's exploration led her to the heart of the penthouse, a room adorned with photographs capturing moments of joy and laughter. Among these images was one that caught her eye, a picture of John and Diane, not as a couple, but as lifelong friends. The revelation added layers to the complex relationship between John and Diane. Elsie pondered the intricacies of their connection, wondering if the facade of glamour concealed deeper, more profound emotions. As Elsie continued her clandestine journey, she stumbled upon a room filled with canvases and art supplies. It was John's private sanctuary, a hidden world where he expressed his creativity away from the prying eyes of society. The paintings spoke volumes about John's soul, vibrant strokes of passion, melancholic hues of solitude. Elsie found herself captivated by the raw emotion splashed across the canvases, a stark contrast to the polished exterior the world knew. In the midst of her exploration, Elsie heard footsteps approaching. Panic surged through her as she sought refuge behind a velvet curtain, praying not to be discovered. Before continuing this story, I ask you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next videos. Thank you so much. The door creaked open, revealing John and Diane, engaged in a heated conversation. Elsie strained to listen, hidden in the shadows. John and Diane's conversation unveiled the complexities of their friendship. Diane, a successful businesswoman, was urging John to embrace his artistic talent openly, challenging the expectations society had placed upon him. John, torn between the allure of his art and the responsibilities tied to his wealth, grappled with an internal struggle that mirrored Elsie's own battle for survival on the unforgiving streets. The conversation echoed the universal theme of dreams deferred. As the tension in the room reached its peak, Elsie's eyes fell upon a canvas leaning against the wall, a half-finished masterpiece that seemed to encapsulate John's internal conflict. It depicted a divided soul, torn between the corporate world and the untamed realm of artistic expression. Elsie, moved by the poignant depiction, felt a kinship with the artist she had never met. The realization that even the wealthy faced their own struggles resonated deeply within her, blurring the lines that society often drew between the haves and the have-nots. The clandestine observer wrestled with a profound empathy for the two figures at the center of the room. John and Diane, entangled in a dance of societal expectations and personal desires, were unwittingly bound by a fate that mirrored Elsie's own struggles for identity and purpose. As the conversation between John and Diane reached its climax, Elsie, overwhelmed by the emotions unraveling before her, involuntarily gasped. The sound reverberated in the room, freezing the trio in a moment of suspended tension. Silence hung heavy in the air as John and Diane turned toward the source of the disturbance. Elsie, caught between revelation and the fear of exposure, stepped out from her hiding place, her eyes meeting theirs with a mix of trepidation and understanding. For a moment, time stood still. The millionaire, the businesswoman, and the tramp faced each other, their worlds colliding in an unexpected convergence of lives and destinies. The room held its breath, awaiting the unraveling of the threads that bound them together. John's gaze, initially stern, softened as he took in the disheveled appearance of the woman before him. Diane, too, looked upon Elsie with a mixture of curiosity and compassion. In that moment, the boundaries that divided their lives seemed to blur, revealing the common humanity that connected them all. Breaking the silence, John spoke, his voice carrying the weight of sincerity. "Who are you?" he asked, his eyes searching Elsie's face for answers that extended beyond the visible scars of her life on the streets. Elsie, acutely aware of the unspoken questions lingering in the air, found her voice. "My name is Elsie Thayer. I didn't mean to intrude, but the cold drove me in. I saw your lives unfold before me, and I couldn't help but feel a connection, a shared struggle." John and Diane exchanged a glance, a silent acknowledgement of the unexpected twist fate had woven into their lives that night. In Elsie's revelation, they glimpsed a reflection of their own vulnerabilities and the fragility of the barriers that separated them. Diane, ever the astute businesswoman, assessed Elsie with a discerning gaze. "What is it you seek, Elsie Thayer?" she inquired, her tone a blend of curiosity and a genuine desire to understand the woman who had inadvertently become a part of their unfolding story. Elsie hesitated, her eyes flickering between John and Diane. "I seek warmth, not just from the biting cold outside, but from the coldness of a world that forgot people like me exist," she replied, her words carrying the weight of 1,000 untold stories. John, moved by the sincerity in Elsie's words, gestured toward the unfinished canvas in the room. "Perhaps, Elsie, you've stumbled into a space where art attempts to bridge the gaps that society has created. Would you share your story through art?" The proposition lingered in the air, a thread connecting the disparate lives in that room. Elsie, once an artist whose dreams had been obscured by the harsh realities of life, felt a spark of recognition, a yearning to reclaim the creative spirit that had been buried beneath the layers of hardship. As the night unfolded, the penthouse became a haven where stories were shared, vulnerabilities exposed, and the boundaries that separated John, Diane, and Elsie blurred into a shared narrative of resilience and hope. In the weeks that followed, the unlikely trio embarked on a journey of collaboration. Elsie's artistic expression breathed life into John's canvases, while Diane, with her business acumen, sought avenues to share this unconventional collaboration with the world. The art that emerged from this alliance captured the essence of their shared humanity, a poignant commentary on the struggles that transcended social and economic divides. The canvases spoke of a world where empathy could bridge the gaps that society had created. Their collaborative art exhibition, aptly titled Threads of Humanity, became a sensation, drawing attention from critics and admirers alike. John's wealth transformed into a tool for social change, a catalyst for conversations that challenged the status quo. As the exhibition gained momentum, Elsie's story became a powerful narrative woven into the fabric of each piece of art. Visitors were not merely spectators, they were witnesses to the transformation of lives intertwined by circumstance, courage, and the shared pursuit of a more compassionate world. The success of Threads of Humanity rippled beyond the art world, capturing the attention of philanthropists, activists, and individuals from all walks of life. John, Diane, and Elsie found themselves at the forefront of a movement that sought to redefine the way society perceived and addressed the struggles of its most vulnerable members. Yet, amidst the acclaim and recognition, the trio remained grounded in the authenticity of their connection. The penthouse that once symbolized opulence now stood as a symbol of collaboration, unity, and the enduring power of shared humanity. Elsie, who had entered John's life-seeking warmth, found not only shelter from the physical cold, but a warmth that emanated from the genuine connections forged in the crucible of their shared experiences. The success of the exhibition also brought unexpected challenges, as the trio navigated the complexities of fame and the responsibilities that came with being the face of a movement. However, the bonds they had formed proved resilient, a testament to the strength of their collective spirit. As Threads of Humanity continued to resonate with audiences around the world, John, Diane, and Elsie faced the inevitable scrutiny that accompanied their newfound status. Rumors, controversies, and the relentless gaze of the public threatened to unravel the delicate threads they had woven together. In the face of adversity, the trio leaned on each other for support, weathering the storms that tested the authenticity of their connection. The lessons learned during those challenging times only deepened their commitment to the ideals that brought them together. Elsie, once a tramp seeking warmth, had become a beacon of resilience, her story inspiring countless others to find strength in the face of adversity. The canvas of her life, once marked by hardship, now portrayed a narrative of hope and transformation. As the years passed, the legacy of Threads of Humanity endured, its impact reverberating through societal perceptions and inspiring a new generation of artists, philanthropists, and advocates for change. John, Diane, and Elsie, bound by the threads of their shared journey, continue to collaborate on projects that aim to bridge divides and foster empathy. The once unlikely trio had become a symbol of the transformative power of compassion and the enduring resilience of the human spirit. The success of Threads of Humanity not only transformed the lives of John, Diane, and Elsie, but also sparked a broader movement for social change. The collaborative spirit that had birthed the exhibition extended into initiatives addressing homelessness, inequality, and the systemic issues that perpetuated human suffering. Elsie, once on the fringes of society, found herself at the forefront of advocacy, lending her voice to the marginalized and underserved. Her journey from the cold streets of New York to the podiums of international conferences became a testament to the transformative power of compassion. John, too, redirected his wealth toward philanthropic endeavors, using his influence to challenge the structures that perpetuated societal divides. The once isolated artist found himself at the nexus of a global movement that sought to redefine the role of privilege in shaping a more just world. Diane, with her sharp business acumen, navigated the complex intersection of profit and purpose, proving that corporate success could be a force for positive change. Her journey from the heights of the business world to the heart of social impact demonstrated the potential for systemic transformation. As the trio continued their collaborative efforts, the impact of Threads of Humanity transcended borders, inspiring individuals and communities to engage in conversations about empathy, compassion, and a collective responsibility to address the world's pressing issues. The media, initially skeptical of the trio's unconventional alliance, shifted its focus from sensationalism to the substantive impact of their initiatives. Journalists, once probing for scandal, now sought to uncover the stories of positive change that emanated from the collaboration. The art world, too, underwent a shift, with Threads of Humanity opening doors for artists whose narratives challenged the status quo. Galleries embraced diverse voices, and the once exclusive spaces became platforms for expressions that resonated with the shared struggles of humanity. Despite the transformative journey, the trio remained humble, grounded in the understanding that their success was not a solitary achievement, but the result of collective efforts and the support of a global community that rallied behind the vision of a more compassionate world. Elsie's art continued to evolve, reflecting the ever-changing landscapes of societal challenges. Her canvases became mirrors, inviting viewers to confront uncomfortable truths and envision a future where empathy prevailed over indifference. The legacy of Threads of Humanity became a guiding light for those who sought to make a difference, reminding the world that even the most unexpected alliances could spark movements capable of reshaping the fabric of society. Amidst the ongoing success and impact of their collaborative efforts, the trio faced the inevitable passage of time. Each of them confronted personal challenges, the weight of their individual journeys evident in the lines on their faces and the stories etched into their hearts. Elsie, now a respected advocate and artist, found solace in the realization that her journey had not only reshaped her life, but had also contributed to a broader narrative of positive change. The once forgotten tramp had become a beacon of hope for those on the margins. John, navigating the complexities of wealth and influence, remained committed to the principles that had ignited the spark of Threads of Humanity. His philanthropic endeavors continued to challenge systemic issues, demonstrating that true success was measured in the positive impact on the lives of others. Diane, ever the pragmatic visionary, embraced the evolving landscape of social impact. Her strategic approach to business and advocacy positioned her as a thought leader, illustrating that profit and purpose could coexist, and that meaningful change required a multi-pronged strategy. As the years unfolded, the trio occasionally reunited, reminiscing about the unlikely circumstances that had brought them together. The penthouse, once a symbol of chance encounters, remained a cherished space where the threads of their lives had intertwined. A new generation of activists and artists emerged, inspired by the trio's journey and the enduring legacy of Threads of Humanity. The movement they had sparked transcended their individual stories, becoming a living testament to the ongoing potential for positive change. In a world still grappling with its share of challenges, the impact of the trio's collaboration echoed through time. Their story became a narrative of resilience, compassion, and the transformative power of individuals coming together to address the pressing issues of their time. Elsie's art, displayed in galleries around the world, continued to provoke thought and inspire dialogue. Each brushstroke carried the weight of her journey, a testament to the belief that art had the power to transcend barriers and ignite conversations about the shared human experience. John, Diane, and Elsie, now elder statespeople in the realms of art, philanthropy, and advocacy, found satisfaction in knowing that their collective efforts had contributed to a more compassionate world. The baton had been passed, and the ongoing narrative of positive change was in the hands of those they had inspired. As the trio gazed upon the legacy they had created, a profound sense of fulfillment washed over them. The journey from a chance encounter in a luxurious car to the global impact of Threads of Humanity had been a testament to the enduring power of collaboration, empathy, and the belief that change was possible, one thread at a time. In the twilight of their lives, John, Diane, and Elsie found solace in the enduring connections they had forged. The penthouse, once a clandestine refuge, became a symbol of the lasting impact of their collaboration, a reminder that the threads woven in that space had rippled through time. As they reflected on their journey, the trio marveled at the resilience of the human spirit and the capacity for individuals, regardless of their backgrounds, to come together in pursuit of a common cause. The media, having witnessed the evolution of their story, now chronicled the trio's legacy with a sense of reverence. The narrative of Threads of Humanity had transcended the bounds of ordinary tales, becoming a parable of inspiration for generations to come. Elsie, with her weathered hands, continued to paint, her canvases reflecting the nuances of a life fully lived. Each stroke carried the weight of wisdom, a visual testament to the transformative journey she had undertaken. John, though now a figurehead of philanthropy, remained humble in his approach, acknowledging that the journey was far from over. The challenges of the world persisted, and he continued to advocate for change with the same fervor that had ignited threads of humanity. Diane, ever the pragmatic visionary, turned her attention to mentoring the next generation of changemakers. The boardrooms and galleries where her influence had once been felt now echoed with the voices of those inspired by her unique blend of business acumen and social consciousness. In the final chapters of their lives, the trio found joy in witnessing the ongoing impact of their collaborative efforts. The world, though still imperfect, had been touched by the threads of compassion they had woven into its fabric. As the inevitable passage of time approached, the trio gathered one last time in the penthouse that had witnessed the transformation of their lives. Surrounded by the echoes of their shared journey, they found comfort in the knowledge that they had left an indelible mark on the world. In the quiet moments of reflection, Elsie, John, and Diane recognized that the true beauty of their story lay not just in its beginning or its zenith, but in the enduring echoes that would resonate through the tapestry of time. And so, in the warmth of shared memories and the glow of a setting sun, the trio embraced the closing chapters of their narrative. The threads of their lives, once disparate and fragile, had woven a story that transcended individuality and stood as a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit. As the trio embraced the closing chapters of their narrative, a sense of peace settled over the penthouse. The once forgotten tramp, the millionaire, and the pragmatic visionary shared a silent understanding that their legacy was secure, woven into the very fabric of the world they had sought to change. In the twilight of their lives, the trio reflected on the countless individuals who had been touched by their story. From the bustling streets of New York to the farthest corners of the globe, the impact of threads of humanity continued to resonate, a testament to the enduring power of shared compassion. Elsie, with a twinkle in her eye, shared stories of the budding artists who had found their voice through the initiative. The art world, once an exclusive realm, now teemed with diverse perspectives and narratives, echoing the transformative spirit that had birthed their collaboration. John, his gaze fixed on the city skyline that had been both witness and backdrop to their journey, mused on the evolving definition of success. The penthouse, once a symbol of material wealth, now stood as a symbol of the intangible riches that lay in connections, empathy, and the pursuit of a greater purpose. Diane, ever the pragmatist, spoke of the challenges faced and overcome. She imparted wisdom to the next generation, emphasizing that true change required resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering commitment to one's principles. The trio's conversations wove through the tapestry of their experiences, threading together moments of laughter, tears, and the shared triumphs and tribulations that had defined their intertwined destinies. In the final chapters of their lives, they found joy in the knowledge that the legacy of threads of humanity would endure. The movement they had sparked had become a river, flowing through time, nourishing the seeds of change planted by those who had embraced their story. As the end drew near, the penthouse became a sanctuary of reflection. The paintings on the walls, the echoes of laughter, and the imprints of countless footsteps bore witness to a journey that had transcended the boundaries of ordinary existence. Elsie, John, and Diane, now bound by the threads of a shared destiny, faced the inevitable with a sense of fulfillment. The tapestry they had woven was a masterpiece, painted with the colors of resilience, compassion, and the unwavering belief that even the most unlikely alliances could change the world. In their final moments together, the trio shared a silent embrace, acknowledging that, just as threads come together to form a tapestry, their lives had intertwined to create a story that transcended individuality and resonated with the universal human experience. As the last breaths of life ebbed away, the penthouse, once a stage for their collaborative journey, stood silent. The city outside continued its relentless pace, unaware of the profound chapter that had closed within those walls. In the days that followed, the world mourned the passing of Elsie, John, and Diane. Tributes poured in from every corner, each one a testament to the indelible mark they had left on the collective consciousness of humanity. The legacy of Threads of Humanity lived on, not just in museums or headlines, but in the hearts of those who had been touched by its message. The movement they had sparked continued to evolve, a living tribute to the enduring power of collaboration and compassion. Elsie's art, John's philanthropic initiatives, and Diane's pragmatic approach to social change became pillars on which future generations built their aspirations for a better world. In the quiet corners of the city, where shadows once concealed a tramp seeking warmth, a mural emerged. It depicted Elsie, John, and Diane, their faces eternally young, gazing toward a horizon of endless possibilities. And so, as the sun set on the penthouse, the city below continued to pulse with life. The legacy of Elsie Thayer, John Mishler, and Diane Hammett echoed through the streets, carried by the wind that whispered tales of a tramp who dared to dream, a millionaire who dared to change, and a visionary who dared to bridge the threads of humanity. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to this story. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, and watch the next videos.